former president taking issue with his new opponent. Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Our whole campaign was steered toward him, and now we have to steer toward him. But ultimately, it's the same because they have bad policy.
This at a question and answer session in Chicago at the National Association of Black Journalists convention.
I have been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act.
Also suggesting that Vice President Kamala Harris has pivoted on her racial identity.
She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
That while answering a question on whether he thinks Harris is only on the ticket because she's a black woman. The White House calling his comments on Harris's racial identity insulting. The United Auto Workers Union, meantime, just endorsing Harris for president ahead of a mass rally planned for next Wednesday in Detroit. A cautious reaction at the White House after a Hezbollah commander was killed by an Israeli airstrike in Beirut, and then another strike, not officially claimed by Israel, killed the top Hamas political leader who was visiting Iran and who's been a chief negotiator in talks on a ceasefire with Israel.
I think it's too soon to know what any of these reported events could mean for the ceasefire deal.
That's National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby, who says the U.S. will keep working on a deal. U.S. auto safety regulators say they stand by a conclusion that more than 50 million airbag inflators are dangerous and should not be in use. That's another step toward a massive recall. Those parts are made by two manufacturers, including ARC Automotive in Tennessee. Automakers have led some of the opposition to the possible recall. America's listening to Fox News.
NYPD officer Jonathan Diller's tragic story made national headlines this year. Now, Jonathan was shot and killed by a career criminal during a traffic stop. Jonathan, who is just 31 years old, leaves behind his wife Stephanie and one-year-old son Ryan. Now, nothing will ever replace the loss of a husband and a father, but the Tunnel to Towers Foundation was able to pay off the mortgage on the Diller family's home. Please commit to $11 a month. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Hear that? The sound of adorable little birds in your garden. And if you were here, you'd taste the 2 sweet but tiny tomatoes you grew all by yourself. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens when you're riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive on your way to the store for a pack of normal-sized tomatoes. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without getting your hands dirty. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick producer, sports raconteur extraordinaire. There goes Amanda. Hey, baby. She's going to get the call, baby. And the Flounder. Look at Flounder. So you call her Pumpkin?
Focus.
Oh, sorry. I thought you call her Pumpkin.
No, I don't call her
I don't think you call her Pumpkin.
No, I don't call any woman Pumpkin.
Hey, Pumpkin.
I called Jamil Hill Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkin.
But not Pumpkin.
Oh, mercy. 304. That's right. Wolfman. The Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Yeah, all aboard, and here we go. Hump day. Hell of a storm last night. Man, blowing stuff around my deck like crazy.
Tornadoes up north, yeah.
Yeah, very nasty. And Flounder, how's it going? What's new in 24 hours? Anything?
We actually lost power last night for a good 3.5 hours.
What'd you do?
I went to sleep.
Oh, all right. Then we can. Euphemisms are good for family radio. Sure. Yeah, went to take the nap, honey. That's right. Let's do a load of washing machine, shall we?
You can't do that when your power's out.
Where'd mommy go?
Stop it. Take something innocent and
I'm
twist
sorry.
it.
I got to stop this day drinking. Anyway, 304. God, I don't drink. I'll bet you I haven't had a drink in maybe if I went to dinner in month. I mean, I don't. It's amazing to me. I don't know. And for like a year ago, I remember I'd go home every night and make a Bloody Mary.
Every night.
And then I remember, like a year before that, every night I'd make a Long Island iced tea. Or no, I'd make margarita. It's unbelievable. And now anyway.
I miss margaritas.
Do you go into streams like that? I mean, I get into kicks of things, and I like my hot fudge sundaes. I've had a hot fudge sundae every night for months now, and at some point I'll stop doing it because I've gained 10 pounds and I hate myself. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. I do that stuff all the time. I did the chicken popper thing that you did with the mashed potatoes and the gravy for a while, and that was like every night. I did the rice every night. I was doing that every night. Now, last 3 nights, I've made quesadillas every night because I make a hell of a quesadilla.
Well, if you do it right, I make my own. If I make when I get them, I have to redo everything. I don't. The way they make it is not right. Anyway, you flounder everything, so everything's okay. You got your power back, and how's Kitty and Doggy and all the people there? Oh, he's gone. He's doing something. I'm sorry. Never mind.
I had the weirdest experience at the car dealership dropping my car off.
Oh, the Porsche guy?
Yeah, Porsche. Yeah.
Now what happened?
It's I guess it's about 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting out there there's only 2 of us there waiting for a car to pick up and bring me to work, right? Yeah. And I'm standing there and I hear boom, boom, boom. 3 big bumps above me.
Oh.
And I look up and 3 pigeons fall down to the ground, one right at my feet. They all ran, not into the glass, it's a silver facade of metal, and all 3 of them hit it at the same time. And the Porsche guy behind me, he goes, holy cow, that's never happened before. All 3 at once. So both of us you were going to pick them up. We got a shirt and everything. We're going to pick them and move them.
Stunned or?
They were stunned. 2 of them flew off. The other one he had to pick up and carry over to the grass and let it. It was the weirdest thing. All 3 at once. And we just looked at each other like, what the hell was that all about?
That's weird.
Yeah.
God, I'm having the weirdest memory. I remember when I was a kid in our little. It was new subdivisions after World War II, and so all of a sudden there were houses where there didn't used to be houses in land that used to be just vacant land. And among the houses that were built, the big thing was when the new houses were built in the 50s was to have picture windows.
Yeah.
And I don't think, in fact, do houses even have picture window? I guess they probably do. Anyway, whatever. But that was the new thing. It was a whole brand new thing. Was have these big picture windows. And I remember all of a sudden when we moved in, it was a new house, everything like that. All of a sudden, birds would be flying into the windows because there were no such thing until the 50s. Yeah. And they would. I mean, it was really common until they got used to these houses. All of a sudden, what the hell is that thing with this little wood around and stuff? It was very weird.
My mom wouldn't let us have a real pumpkin until we were like 18, because when we were in Mountain Home, Arkansas, when we were real young, this is the 60s, mid 60s. Somebody threw the pumpkin through the picture window.
Whoa!
Yeah. It wasn't a bird, but it was a pumpkin.
No, that's not good. Anyway,
pumpkins being the theme of the show.
Sorry, folks. I started it. I don't know where we got going wrong.
And you still have time to get the Krispy Kreme all day today. $1 donuts. Every donut's $1 all day.
Wait a minute, that's a lot of money for one donut.
No. Usually, if you get a dozen, you're spending way more than $12.
It costs more than $12 for a dozen donuts.
Oh, hell yeah! Right.
That can't be. He's not. I think he's gone.
Yeah, no, he's right.
I think he's got a girl in there. All right. That can't be right.
The donuts are more than $1 donut at Dunkin' and Krispy. Yeah, this is a sale.
That's outrageous. For one donut is over more than $1. Well, I remember last time I went to the dentist. Before I went in, I went to Krispy Kreme Krispy Kreme and bought a dozen assorted. No, I went to Dunkin' Donuts, bought a dozen assorted, and I guess I didn't look at the bill because it was a drive-through and I was on the way.
More than $1.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, that's outrageous for one donut.
Not today, though.
Maybe I don't know. What do I don't? You know what? I realize I don't know anything. Truly, I heard the morning show talking about some new game now on the internet. I'd never heard of, and they were. I'm so out of it. I don't even know what's going on anymore. We got a bunch of newsy things that are very, very important. Also, we got Pete's tweets. We got Holy Crap at Sports. We got Flounders Funnies. We got a whole bunch of sound bites. Oh, Donald Trump, man! I can't wait to get to this story about Donald Trump at this Black Writers Group. What is it? Black Association of Journalists or whatever. There's a scandal, and he. Wait till you hear. If you missed the news at 3:00, we'll get some more sound bites here for you too, and a whole bunch of politics stuff on Vice President's side piece, the border czar, who's now claiming that her record as a border czar is better than Donald Trump's record when he was. Talk about. And by the way, I'm going to define gaslighting for you. People use the word, but I keep thinking to myself, I forgot where it came from, and then I remembered, and I looked it up, and I'm going to tell you here in a second. But first, this is incredible. And it's just broke this afternoon. Oh, also, Elon Musk challenged to another fight, and we're going to play the soundbite of the Venezuelan president. I want him dead. I want his whole family dead. Anyway, so we got that coming up. It's going to be beautiful. But first of all, this video came out this afternoon from James Copenhaver. He was one of the victims shot when they tried to assassinate Donald Trump. He had his, I guess it was his video going, or someone right behind him. I guess it was his video. It doesn't actually say if it would. Yeah, it's a video from James Copenhaver. It is his video. As he was critically wounded, the video shows from his eyesight looking behind Donald Trump, over Donald Trump's shoulder, at the freaking shooter. The video shows him looking over, he's behind Donald Trump, looking over Donald Trump's shoulder, and you can see the shooter on the roof. How is it possible? I don't even have to finish the sentence.
For 30 seconds, he's roaming around up there.
And nobody else saw him. Nobody else with a freaking badge and a gun noticed what the victim who was shot noticed?
Right there.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
It's like he was across the street from us on the roof.
Google the video. You can see the videos hitting social media. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's right. Yeah, he would have said, I believe there's a guy with a gun right there. I mean, it's right in his camera. It's right there with his cell phone video. Holy crap. Anyway, he's out of the hospital now. He's doing okay. His lawyer says he was shot in the arm and the belly, and he didn't know what had happened. He kind of heard something whizzing, felt pain in his arm, looked down, and he said, didn't even realize he'd been shot a second time. And eventually pandemonium and everything like that. So anyway, but again, I mean, there's more. Okay, how is that possible? And again, here's an important point. If there is a vacuum of information, we'll fill it. So the best thing for the government to do is to not have that vacuum of information, because that's how you get conspiracy theories and plans and revenge and things and stuff. How could the Secret Service miss that? How could local cops not miss that? Did they deliberately not show up where they were supposed to? Were they deliberately not told? I mean, there's something going on. Okay, this is just getting more and more freaky. So anyway, so that's